Hitting it with something might do the trick. Ah, an egg from a chicken.
Oh.
I don't think you throw the gold.
Oh, there you go.
Speak of the devil. Pull the lever! Pull the lever! Bye!
Sayonara, dead. Have fun being turned into compost. You've played Iron Lung, haven't you?
No.
Okay.
I've only heard about it like yesterday or the day before.
So, Markiplier played the game Iron Lung on his channel. It was very successful. And also, it made a very big impact on Mark, from what I've heard. I haven't watched it because I'm saving it for whenever we do our playthrough. I really want to do that as its own separate playthrough. And I really would like to, do Scaredy Kate with it.
Oh, is it a scary game?
Yes.
Is it a co-op game?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I swear that was like what someone said yesterday. Was like, what are they doing in a voice chat? And they're like, they're playing a game called Iron Lung.
Well, no, and you basically can... From what I understand about the game...
All I've heard is the title. I don't know.
It is a nautical navigation game, and it's like part horror. It's like part eldritch horror, part claustrophobic feel. And for me, having claustrophobia to a certain degree, it hits. Now, albeit this is the different kind of claustrophobia that really irks me the most. For me, it's tunneling and spelunking and shit like that. That's what gets me. This is in a confined space, and basically, you have to navigate this nautical map way, and if you crash, you die. Basically, that's from what everyone has explained to me. That's the gist of the game. And outside of that, I don't know. But from what everyone is talking about, Mark is basically making a film based upon this. And he's calling it Iron Lung. So, I mean, we've gotten into the filmmaking game, albeit our first one is just a little bit further away than I would... It's because I can't find anyone to do the proper VFX for us. But I'm still looking. Anyway, though, so Iron Lung, I guess let's check out the official teaser trailer. And let's see what old Marky Moo is gonna do. Anyway, here we go. Oh yeah, that's the screenshot I saw of the original game. It's very very retro looking.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Here we go.
The hull's feeling it, but it's still holding strong. Closing toward hull shielding.
That looks good. That looks really, really good. Oh man.
Interesting.
Yes, there's the playthrough right there. So, interestingly enough, dig this. The game was originally made by a man named David Szymanski. Does that name ring a bell to you?
Mm-mm.
How about the name Andrew Hulshult?
Mm-mm.
Well, they took part in a game that you liked very, very much. Specifically, Dusk.
Oh.
So this was a little indie game made by David Szymanski in between his time of working on his next big project. And also Andrew Hulshult, who did the music for Dusk, is also coming in to make the music for the Iron Lung movie.
Like he got hired on
Doom.
And the music from the Doom DLC because of what they did to Mick. Like it's him instead.
Yeah, which from what I've understood now, Mick Gordon has actually in some ways patched things up with them, but he's by no means like 100% okay with them.
Yeah.
Like I think he's happy to work with like Chad Musholder again, but he refuses to work under the conditions he had last time, which I don't think anyone out there would blame him.
I'm still under the impression, and I've seen nothing to prove otherwise, that was mostly Bethesda's fault, not anybody at id Software necessarily.
Yeah, and Bethesda, like they're, now that they're under new management, under Xbox Game Studios, and who's very good friends with Phil Spencer? Mick fucking Gordon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think Phil Spencer probably came to them and said, y'all fuckers need to apologize.
Yeah.
Right now. And they're just, I guarantee they're just like, but we just don't think it's right. This, that. It's just like, I don't give a fuck. Apologize to Mick Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And also, in terms of this, I mean, Mark has done his, in space with Markiplier, on a date with Markiplier, heist with Markiplier videos. I think this is him stepping into a little bit more of a, I'm not going to say serious. Yeah, we'll say it.
Well, it looks like he might be doing something kind of serious.
And also,
it's obviously heist and
space.
Like they're not just him screwing around or anything.
They're very tongue in cheek.
Yeah, well, like they're comedy, but he put much effort into them.
Yes.
They weren't just like him just being like, I'm just gonna make a funny video for the hell of it. He was like, I'm gonna make an actual film production that's fun and something unique that nobody's really done before.
And also, not only that, but Mark was with the Corridor Digital crew. I forget how long he was. He worked under them, but he basically understudied under them to understand how to do special effects and VFX in a better way.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, Mark's always someone
I wish we could go do that. And then we could just do our own for our films.
I know, and
it's like if I had the opportunity to go do that, I'd be like, absolutely, because I can put the effects into our film exactly the way that I have them in my head, and I want them done.
Yeah. In which, Nico, Ren, and Sam and all of them out there, they're geniuses. And the fact that Mark got to spend an X amount of time with them, it's just awesome to think about that. Also, the fact that Corridor has been down the road before where they have had to literally beg a movie studio to try and give them a shot at making a film. They even said, we will do all the VFX work ourselves for free. You don't have to do anything. And even then they were just like, no, we're just gonna take your idea and put it on a shelf. We know you did pre-production. I don't know if I told you about that. They wanted to make a horror film. It was like a monster. I
think you did tell me about that.
And basically they signed a contract with this studio, basically guaranteeing that now that idea belonged to the studio, and thus when they were like, okay, fuck this, we're done having to, step on eggshells with this movie studio, we're just going to make it ourselves. Oh, no, you can't do that. We own the rights to the idea now. And it's just like all that work.
Be careful and read those contracts when you sign them.
All that fucking work that you put into it, gone.
If we ever have a studio approach us for anything that we do, we need to hire a legal professional to go with us to look at the contracts for it.
Yes.
Definitely 100%. Make sure that is something that you do, because we don't want to have to end up in a situation like that. Know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So
100%.
That would be shitty.
It would be very, very shitty. But I'm excited
Yeah, I'm
to see
assuming
this.
Mark basically just contacted David and was like, "Can I make a film out of this?" And he's probably like, "Yeah."
Well, David, like, the amount of people who bought the game after Mark played it, I guarantee you Dave was just like, "Oh, yeah, absolutely." And I mean, come on, dude. Yeah, and you would expect someone like David Szymanski, who bleeds indie. He bleeds indie. That he'd be more than happy to like have someone make an indie film out of his concept.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. And
you should still play Dusk sometime, by the way.
I need
it's a really
to.
good game.
I really need to.
I don't know if it'd be good for Scaredy Cat because it's not that scary in my opinion, but the Lovecraftian vibes and stuff, especially towards the latter half of the game, are pretty awesome.
Yeah. There it is. The Dusk video game. Yeah. Dave Szymanski and Andrew Holschulte.
I don't know. Kate might find that scary. It really depends. I think it depends on your mindset when you play a game like that. To me, it was more like Doom, where I felt like I was kicking ass of all the spooky things, but really the atmosphere and the art style is a lot more horror than Doom is. There's definitely some parts where you could end up getting scared if something came out of the wrong place at the wrong time. Know what I mean?
Yeah. But honestly, I'm looking forward to just play. I'd love to play games like this.
It's just a fun game. So.
Yeah, and it's a retro FPS, so I'm all about it. But NBI, what are they working on next?
Not only that, but not only does it feel retro, but it simultaneously feels modernized in terms of how it plays, which I think is amazing. Because the one thing that every time I go back and play old games that I'm like, yeah, I don't miss this about old games, is the way they control, which was not that great for the most part.
Faith. Yeah, this one. A lot of people.
Games only started controlling pretty well, in my opinion, on the Super Nintendo. And anytime somebody tries to go back to, before the Super Nintendo, for example, I hate to call out something that everybody's going to hate on me for calling out, because everybody likes it. That frickin' I done forgot the name of it, but the Castlevania creator, his retro style.
Not Igarashi.
Recent one. Bloodstained.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Bloodstained, the 3D one is awesome, but the one that just controls exactly like the old NES games, I can't get it behind it at all because it controls like ass.
Mm.
And he made it control like ass just like they used to, and I'm just like, I fixed the controls and I would have been on board, but I don't think there's any merit in recreating bad controls for the sake of nostalgia, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, Koji Igarashi.
Yeah.
And, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
The Ritual of the Night, once I finally got past the initial part of it, because it feels clunky early in the game.
I remember you were having a time early on with it.
Once I sort of got more used to it, it was actually really good. And later on, it opens up and the controls just feel less and less clunky the more stuff you unlock.
Yeah, a sequel to Ritual of the
Curse
Night
of the Moon's the one I couldn't get behind, though.
Yeah, they basically made two of them. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon and Curse of the Moon 2. Yeah, let's see. What's the... Yeah, reception's about the same. But, yeah, Koji Igarashi, the dude's a great producer. I mean, you don't produce one of the greatest franchises ever of all time that's literally changed gaming for the better, in my opinion. And, you're not going to hit a home run every time. But still, the fact that he made Bloodstained Ritual of the Night and it was still great.
Well, I mean, it was still a home run for the most part. The Castlevania community loves it. There's just a lot of people, I think, that were more used to playing the old games that got on board with it when I could not, because I did not play them very much as a kid or anything.
Yeah.
But, Dusk is just cool in my opinion because it plays smooth as butter, but it still feels like it could be an old game, know what I mean?
Yes. And Dusk, from everything that you were talking about, is just such a great game, and I'll have to play it. I really will. But anyway, we're going to have to end this video here, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care.